We're here at the Redshift booth. I'm with Panos, CEO and co-founder. Hi there, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. A lot of our members are already familiar with Redshift, partly because you sponsor our thrust competition, our challenge, partly because of the piece right behind us by one of our CG Society members, Jean-Michel Bihorel. Just a stunning piece. We put it up on our website, on our homepage, and also on Facebook, so they're very familiar with you. But for those who are not, can you give us a little breakdown of what Redshift does, who you are, maybe some of the projects or studios that have used your software? Yes.
Absolutely. So we are Redshift. We were founded 3 years ago by 3 video game developers. What we develop is a GPU accelerated renderer. We generally target production quality effects, and many of our customers generally tend to come from renderers such as V-Ray or Arnold or Renderman. In other words, we are competing mostly like with the production renderers out there. We have like a lot of customization that the user can apply to the image, great stability, great memory efficiency. And for this reason, actually some larger studios are using Redshift, including very recently Blizzard. So Blizzard wanted to create like some promotional videos for their Overwatch video game, who has been very successful recently.
Yes.
And they chose Redshift for that because they had to render several minutes of animation in a relatively short amount of time. Now Blizzard it is typically like a renderman studio, and they have like great demands regarding the flexibility of the pipeline and how well can it adapt like to their own workflow. And they found Redshift actually being a great solution for their needs.
Oh, that's fantastic. Can you speak a little bit about the power of GPU rendering?
Absolutely, yes. So Redshift running on the GPU means it can actually render significantly faster than a CPU renderer. Like some people are finding as low of a speed up as like 4 times or 5 times, and we've even had like users report like crazy speed up factors such as like 40 times. I mean, I'm not going to say that Redshift is that 40 times fast. I mean, that would be an exaggeration. But if you have like a machine that has like some relatively powerful GPUs which are still affordable, you can actually render it considerably faster than any CPU solution. That saves, of course, people money, and it helps their creativity as well, because then they can iterate like more frequently and more times essentially without like a big performance cost. The first year we're mostly appealing to customers that were like of a smaller size, like small studios, like 5 people, 20 people. But like I said, I mean, now we have like Blizzard, or we have like, for example, Original Force, which is like the largest studio in China. I believe they have something like 1,000 seats of Arnold, I believe.
Wow.
Also, we have like Polygon Pictures, again, like a large studio in Japan.
That's fantastic.
So we are actually appealing like to larger studios that are rendering like typically episodic content, which requires like a lot of rendering effort. Like some of our biggest clients right now are rendering like Netflix productions or Amazon productions.
Wow.
And they're like all CG, which means that their machines have to be working like 24/7 for many months at a time. And these guys basically had to find out like what the cost would be with cloud rendering and with GPU rendering, and they found out that actually rendering on-premise with GPU was the right solution for them.
That's fantastic. Sounds like there's a lot of growth happening.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yes.
And speaking of, you have a new update, 2.0. Can you
Yes.
talk to us a little bit about the features?
Absolutely. So just like a few weeks ago, we introduced like Redshift 2.0, and along with that, we introduced support for 3D Studio Max, as well as preliminary support for Houdini. Like Redshift 2.0 introduced like several like new features. Perhaps the 2 most popular features right now are like OpenVDB rendering, which allows people to render effects such as smoke, fire, and with the speed of the GPU. So many people are just like blown away how it's because like generally ray matching, which is the technique that a render has to use to render those, it tends to be a little bit slow because the data sets are large, and there are like many steps that have to be taken. So the GPU is fantastic for rendering such effects like really quickly. The other thing we added for Redshift 2.0 was like a new Redshift material, a physically based material, which makes authoring shaders significantly easier and more intuitive compared to previously. Like for example, people that are using Substance from Algorithmic can actually move now their textures to Redshift like very easily, because we support the same like shading model, the same metal workflow, like basically everything works almost out of the box. So yeah, so those are like the primary new features for Redshift. Like looking ahead, we're going to be introducing support for Cinema 4D as well. So we're going to start sort of like slowly and maybe like with a small closed alpha. And you know, like once things start becoming a little bit more stable, we'll keep like opening it up. And at some point, maybe at the end of the year, maybe early next year, there will be like the full C4D version.
That's great.
That's the plan.
Definitely becoming more accessible.
Absolutely.
Yes, and then for our members who might want to try you out, what is a good website for them to go to stay updated or try your product?
Yeah, so the website is www.redshift3d.com. We also have like forums there where we have like many users that are always eager and keen to help newcomers and answer questions. And of course, we are at the forums all the time, so we will be able like to quickly like look at the questions and give as good answers as we can give.
That's great, and the forums are on your website as well.
They are, exactly.
Great, wonderful. Well, we'll definitely check that out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.